Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Movies with an Ensemble Cast Month. And we are down to a 2013 sequel to the 2009 reboot of Star Trek, and that is Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, I have not reviewed this one, so let's get to it. Now, I saw this movie. I didn't see this in the theater because I didn't see the 2009 film in the theater, so I saw it on cable about 2 months ago, I believe, and I'm like, it's good, but there are a lot of problems, and I will get to that. And no, Sean, you don't have to pinpoint and explain this and this and that. They did this. I get it. Okay, I already get what you're gonna say. Don't write it in the comment section. I already know. Like, oh, Khan's blood, blah blah blah. I already know. Okay, I saw the film. I saw. Granted, it was on TV, it was edited, but I saw enough to know what was going on. Like, there's a lot of positives in the movie. I still hate Abrams as a director, but hey, at least with Beyond, he was gone. So that's what fixed this franchise for me after this one. But yeah, like I said, the film has a decent plot. It's a further adventures of Kirk and Spock and Uhura and Scotty and freaking thing. The cast is not the problem. Most of the cast is back from the previous film. The effects are really good. I really enjoy the effects and the makeup and a lot of the locations that they used. It has a budget, so it doesn't look cheap. It's mostly its own plot until we get to the third act, which is a kind of a middle finger to fans of Star Trek 2. But we'll get to that. Um, I think the film it's pretty fast paced. I mean, some of the action's really good. I mean, I still don't like the lens flares, but I do like the action sequences in space and when they're running into the fields and there's creatures all around. See, Abrams knew what he was doing with the visuals. That's something that I can applaud him for. But for writing wise, no, there are a lot of problems in this movie. First off, your villain. Khan is one of the most iconic villains in all of Star Trek. Ricardo Montalban is Khan. There are no substitutions. Benedict Cumberbatch, I love that man's voice. He can read the phone book and make it sound elegant and powerful, but he's not Khan to me. They call him John Harrison, and then he's like, "My name is Khan." It sounds so forced. It really does. I didn't like his introduction where he's like, "Oh, there's a little girl that's sick," and he's like, "I can save her," and I'm like, "Your blood can save people." Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, the dumbasses that did that in freaking Amazing Spider-Man 2. Orsi and Kurtzman. Fuck off. Besides, Kurtzman, you directed that shitty mummy movie last year, so you deserve a thrashing for this. Having blood like that, what are you gonna do? Put that in freaking episode 9? That the hobo's blood was the force the whole time? Fuck off. Don't try to make these characters saviors. They fail at it. I don't think Cumberbatch's performance is bad. I just don't like that they had to call him Khan. It's just a slap in the face because I'm like, he's a bleach blonde from Britain, and I don't blame Spock when he's punching the hell out of him. Yeah, it's out of character, but he's punching the hell out of a Brit, and I'm like, granted, I like the actor, but it's not Khan to me. And after what he does to Kirk, I'm like, of course he's gonna beat the shit out of him. I'm like, yeah, he's justified, but I just don't like the fact that they had to name him Khan. It's a blight. It's like if Thanos, instead of calling him Thanos, they call him Purple Douchebag. It would make no sense, would it? But anyway, that's one of my problems. Second, I don't give a shit about Alice Eve. She does nothing in the movie. She's there to be a sex object. Her accent sucks. She is so boring. I don't find her interesting. And no, before you get in the comment section, you say I'm racist. I said Benedict Cumberbatch's performance is not the problem. It's that they had to make him Khan, and some of his dialogue seems forced. But you have Kurtzman and Orsi. They're not good writers. They got lucky with the first movie. With this one, they did not. Eve is just one of the worst things in the movie. I think she fails. She's not even the main character. She's like a side character, just pops up every now and then and says, Kirk, I can do this and I can do that. She's like some tech wizard or whatever. And she does nothing in the movie. She's very unmemorable. I prefer horror because Zoe Saldana is acting circles around her, and she has no chemistry with any of the cast. Thank God that they didn't that she was absent in Beyond because she wasn't needed. She's a boring freaking fleet officer that I don't give a shit about. So that settles that argument. Don't give a shit about Alice Eve. I hated her in Men in Black 3. I don't like her here. Just go away, please. Also, this movie rips off one movie that they should have never done. This is the one flaw that Abrams put in episode 7. And what he's going to do next year with episode 9. Sorry, Parker and Sean and Anthony. He remakes a better movie, and this time it was Wrath of Khan. You stole the freaking Khan! Why did you do that? Why did you steal from Wrath of Khan? One of the greatest Star Trek movies ever made. I enjoy it. My favorite is still First Contact, but this is Wrath of Khan is at least in my top 3. Why did you steal from that? You stole one of the greatest like tragedies in Star Trek with Khan and freaking Kirk's rivalry, and then instead of Spock dying, you just reverse it and you put Kirk, and he's doing the thing in the window. I'm like, I'm sorry, Shatner and Nimoy, they own that scene. Abrams, you couldn't do it better. You cannot make a classic better. Case in point, yeah, you can't do it better. Kurtzman and Rorsi, what the hell were you thinking? Trying to recapture that. I mean, the rest of the film is fine. I like the action in the first hour and 30 minutes or so. I like the special effects. I like the ideas they have that they go into this tube and shoot to Earth. That's pretty cool. I like Bones, freaking what's his face? Uh Carl Urban, he's a good Bones. I like John Cho as freaking Sulu. I like the rest of the cast. I like Peter Weller. He plays an interesting character in the movie. It's good to see that he came out of acting and out of retirement and did this movie. It's awesome in the movie. I have no problem with him. The twist that Alice, Eve's character is her father. I'm like, yeah, I didn't give a shit about you. So why do I need to know that? I like Peter Weller. He's a good actor. He deserves his spot in this movie. But like I said, the film looks great. But those 3 things bother me: the villain, Alice Eve's dumbass, and the freaking trying to remake Cat Wrath of Khan with the ending. I'm like, it wasn't needed. Even fans were calling foul on that. I'm like, Scott Mansky, you could see a podcast he did about last year in 2016, and he says they could do whatever they want. And what do? They remake Wrath of Khan. You do not need to do that. It made me cringe. I'm like, you're gonna do the exact same scene from Star Trek 2, which is a powerful scene. It can never be duplicated. And don't try to pull that shit in the next Star Trek. Just do your own thing. The 2009 movie didn't do the motion picture again, or First Contact, or anything else. It did. It was its own movie, at least. And don't tell me the timeline thing, because that's an exact replicated scene from Wrath of Khan. The Khan thing, and freaking, the hand on the glass, and the guy dying. Kirk dies, and yet in the next scene he's healed. Why? Because Khan has blood that can save him. I'm like, that's a stupid idea. Because I saw it in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I hated it then. And these are the same freaking writers. But I don't hate this movie because the rest of it, the first 2 acts are very strong. When they got to that stupid Khan scene, I'm like, yeah. When Spock is beating the hell out of Khan, awesome freaking scene. But it's like, no, you can't kill him. He's the only one that can save Kirk. And I'm like, okay, but I knew Kirk wasn't going to die because he's the main character, and this is only the second movie. You're going to kill off a main character in your second movie in this new franchise. No, that was a stupid idea. But other than that, the rest of the movie is sound. The score is good. The effects are good. Leonard Nimoy's final appearance, freaking A. I love it. I think it's, he delivered a performance I will never forget. I'll never forget that face. Live long and prosper. He was a great freaking Vulcan as Spock. He will always be the original Spock. Nothing against Zachary Quinto. He does his own take on Spock, at least. He does the delivery well. He has good chemistry with Chris Pine. They're not the problem with the movie. I said my problems. Abrams, stop trying to remake a movie. Stop it. Just stop. You and Orsi and Kurtzman, stop trying to copy something superior. Because I saw Star Trek 2. I know that scene like the back of my freaking hand. And I'm like, it's emotional because we thought that Spock really was going to die. And they didn't cop out with some bullshit blood. Oh, Ricardo Montalban can save him. No, that was stupid. It's still a fun action movie despite that. The science fiction and the pacing and the action works. At least I cared about the characters from the last movie. Also, Anton Yelchin, rest in peace. I miss you, guy. I liked his accent as Chekhov. I think he was a really good replacement for the original actor. I miss him. I wish he didn't have passed away. But like I said, at least in Beyond, they did a loving tribute to him and to Leonard Nimoy, and they did a great fan service pick at the very end. That's how you do it right, Rogue One. That's how you do it right, Episode 7 and 8 and 9 and 25. Do fan service that's subtle. You don't have to shove it in my face. I'm not. I don't. I remember Star Wars, okay, and I remember the Star Trek movies and the show and the Next Generation. I'm not stupid. You don't have to constantly remind me of that. But anyway, Into Darkness, good film, but it's highly flawed. I think it's a step down from the first movie, and it's definitely Beyond was way better. I freaking love that film for trying something different and being feeling like a Star Trek movie again and feeling different. It did things differently. The motorcycle chase and the freaking Sophia Boutell's character and the ending was so, yeah, bittersweet, but it still made me feel something. And the villain, even though I didn't Idris Elba, I thought his look was good. I thought he was a little bit. They explained too much about him here. Benedict Cumberbatch is a good actor, but like I said, it's not his accent. It's the fact that they made him Khan was just a bad idea. Just it's a substitution that we did not need. Oh, it's a younger take on Khan. It's not the same Khan from the TV series. Just to let you know, guys. But other than that, would I buy this movie cheap? Yeah, I would. But I say fuck Alice Eve, and I don't mean in the sexual way. And also the villain's freaking, oh, the blood, I could save everybody, and then he like blows up a family's house. I'm like, what is he, a terrorist? It was too much like that, in the beginning of the movie. And I think that they put Benedict Cumberbatch. Abrams doesn't know how to use him right. See Doctor Strange. That's how you do use him right. You don't put an actor like that caliber in the background and let him do things from a distance. I'm like, that's not what Ricardo Montalban would have done if he was still alive. But yeah, but other than those three problems, the movie is still a lot of fun despite that. And even though it did get it got a mixed reaction. It deserved it because of the stupid writing from those two assholes that think that, oh, we're making a great freaking sequel to the first one, and I'm like, no, you just did a downgraded good sequel, but still highly flawed. That's how I feel about this movie. But again, I would rather watch this in Force Awakens because it doesn't kill someone that I love dear. It doesn't freaking remake the movie all the way through. This was just like one part of the movie that they remade. The rest of it is its standalone, despite its problems. And also, it doesn't have freaking Daisy Ridley. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let that go. Alice Eve sucks, but she's not the lead character. Thank God, because if she was, I would have shut it off. Because I'm like, you can't act. I don't care if you're in a bikini. It doesn't entice me. You are not freaking Gal Gadot. You are not Scarlett Johansson. You're not even freaking Natalie Portman. Those women took risks and they freaking paid off. You, nobody remembers you. You haven't been in anything worthwhile since this. Because Beyond, where is she? Who cares? She disintegrated. She got phased to another planet, Sean. Scotty beamed her to freaking Genesis from the original films. That's where she is. There's your explanation. Fuck Alice Eve. I don't care about her as an actress. But anyway, Into Darkness is it has problems, but I can watch it. At the end of the day, I don't think it's terrible. Critics were a little bit too much saying, yeah, that it's horrible. It's not horrible. It is well made for the most part, but it does have its fair share of problems. If I gave it a grade, it'd be like a B minus because I'm like, fuck that third act with the freaking, oh, my blood can save people, and let's recapture that same scene from Wrath of Khan. It's not better. I'm sorry, I don't care what you say. That scene in Wrath of Khan is classic. You can't redo it and do it better. Even a parody of it would be an insult because, like I said, that scene is considered a great freaking scene. But anyway, it's fun despite that. It's definitely no Infinity War. It's not Guardians 1 or 2. It's not freaking Avengers 1 or 2. It's definitely not. I think Beyond is way better because they went in a new direction, and I'm like, I like this. I really enjoy it. It's flawed. It didn't do as well, but I still like that movie more. But like I said, guys, I'm not even a Trekkie, but I do respect the film for what it did for the most part. But I can understand why people hate the movie. I get it. Okay, I get it. With Force Awakens, it deserves a hate. You took you took Return of the Jedi, you butt fucked it, and you made these new characters that I don't give a shit about with a bunch of agendas and Brits are us. I don't need that. I never need that. Deadpool 2's not doing that this week, or Ant-Man and Wasp, or freaking even Aquaman, for fuck's sake, is not going to have that many Brits. I'm like, they ruin a lot of the stuff that I watch. Trust me, for the last 8 years, they've been in franchises and movies and shows that I don't care for them in. Sorry, that's how I feel. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See this video, share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, whatever. Again, I'm not a racist. Please don't call me a racist. I like who I like, and when I don't like someone, you'll know head on. So take that with a grain of salt, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Later.